know how to find bears, anything you can tell me to speed up the process would be helpful." The syrupy scent of honeysuckle wafted from the underbrush, and she breathed in as much of the fragrance as her lungs would allow. The forest was so alive, so real. Deep green leaves shadowed lighter fronds, and thin trunks weaved among the larger knobby trees. Everything had a place, a job, and natural order ruled. Even the dead leaves on the ground served a purpose: shelter, bedding, and compost. The ecosystem, however fragile, was perfect. Much different than the ivory tower, where politics changed with the lunch menu and funding drove people to lie and cheat just to get ahead. She flung another pebble. Life was confusing. As much as she'd learned in school, textbooks didn't explain everything. Her parents had navigated the academic system perfectly, schmoozing when necessary and fighting back when needed. They were both at the top of their fields. They expected her to excel too, only she wasn't good at university politics. Hated them, in fact. And no amount of shaming from her parents had made her any better at it. The forest, despite its dangers, felt more like home than any office. Maybe it was the relief from being away from the stress of her day job. How some people could work outside all the time amazed her. It was never really an option for her. "Sure, I can help you with that, if you'll just tell me exactly what you want to know." Derek brushed the shavings off the tarp. She studied him. He seemed happy with his job out in the woods and working with his hands. But she had the chance to possibly provide help in curing one of the most insidious diseases mankind faced. She studied genetics on her way to her doctorate, and she knew enough to navigate what she needed to. Then she'd let the geneticists handle the rest. If she could identify a type of DNA that could morph, the change could potentially reverse so many diseases that were genetically fueled. Trisomies could be a thing of the past, and cancer cured as easily as the common cold. A changeable DNA could be the alchemist's stone that medicine had been looking for since the beginning of the profession. If she isolated the DNA, that would mean 2 birds, 1 stone. The possibility of isolating such a DNA source fueled Bria more than any promises of climbing the academic ladder. If she was successful, her parents would maybe get off her back. Despite the intense pressure they'd always put on her, she did want them to be happy. If not with each other, then with her. Maybe they hadn't made things easy for her, but they truly wanted her to be successful. Her stomach churned and a wave of nausea crept over her. Thinking of her parents always set her on edge. "Well?" Derek looked up at her. "Well, what?" She blinked, snapping herself back to the present. He held the stick out and inspected it. "Tell me why you're spending your summer in Deep Creek studying our bears." She scooted closer. "First, tell me what you're making." "Nothing really, just keeping my hands busy." He flashed her a bright smile. "I don't like sitting around being idle. Maybe it will be a walking stick. I think it's just the right length for a woman your height." He held it out toward her. "Isn't it a beautiful piece of wood?" "Yeah, it is." She paused and studied his face, the kindness in his eyes soft as moss. "You like making things." She reached for the stick and he held it out for her to run her fingers over the carved wood. "It's so smooth under the bark, slick, almost like velvet." "That's the heart of the limb. It's pale and damp when first carved, then the air hits it and hardens and darkens it. I love the reaction and the way the wood changes in the air and light. It's like every piece of wood is art waiting to reveal itself." He pulled the stick close and trimmed a large knot. "I'm just the one setting the art free." Butterflies, or maybe pesky mosquitoes.